details. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said the international community must shoulder its responsibilities to reach a ceasefire in Gaza. He said Egypt is ready to receive and coordinate all international aid being sent to Gaza. Sisi was speaking during a meeting with the visiting Cypriot President Nikos Christodoulidis in Cairo. During the talks, Sisi said there is a need for international action to implement the two-state solution and establish a Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital. He said this is the path to achieving peace, security and stability in the region. For his part, the Cypriot president said he values the Egyptian efforts to calm the situation, adding that Cyprus is keen on continued coordination with Egypt in this regard, especially in light of the joint vision between the two sides. During the meeting, both sides expressed keenness on cementing bilateral ties on the bilateral level and through the three-way cooperation mechanism, which brings together Egypt, Cyprus and Greece. The official election campaign of presidential candidate Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received on Tuesday a delegation of the people with special needs, and the presidential candidate Farid Zahran met with the villagers from Sindwa village. Presidential candidate Abdel Sanad Yamama concludes his election conferences on Wednesday, and presidential candidate Hazem Omar holds his fourth public conference.
The official election campaign of presidential candidate Abdel Fattah el-Sisi received a delegation of people with special needs, differently abled. In his speech, campaign head councillor Mahmoud Fawzi said the political leadership in Egypt is giving special importance to the file of people with special needs and has made significant achievements in this regards. He pointed out to the law designed for people with disabilities and to using the term differently abled to signify them as people with skills and talents in many fields. He added that year 2019 witnessed the permanent representation of the differently abled in parliamentary councils after it was temporary for one legislative term. Members from the delegation also said candidate Abdel Fattah el-Sisi gave his unprecedented support to the differently abled. They said he was keen to rehabilitate them and integrate them in society. Moreover, the presidential candidate Farid Zahran met with villagers from Sindwa village in Khanka City, Kalyubeya in a public conference. Conference was designed to listen to the villagers' demands and discuss his election program. During the event, Zahran's election campaign officials said the state needs to rearrange its priorities in various fields. Also, the presidential candidate Abdel Sanad Yamama concludes his election conferences on Wednesday, the last day of campaigning, before the silence period starts. Yamama's election program is described as liberal, being the candidate of the Wafd party. He said his program prioritizes the citizen and focuses on education and health, since both files directly impact the citizen. Also, the presidential candidate Hazem Omar holds his fourth public conference on Wednesday in Banha City. The event reportedly focuses on the most pressing issues facing citizens in Cairo and South and Mid-Delta governorates. Conference will witness discussions of solutions presented in the election program of the presidential candidates to existing problems.
The Catholic Patriarch of Alexandria, the President of the Council of the Catholic Patriarchs and Bishops in Egypt, and a number of bishops, Patriarch Amba Ibrahim Ishaq, received the presidential candidate Farid Zahran and a number of representatives of the Egyptian Democratic Social Party and a number of leaders of the candidate's electoral campaign at the patriarchal headquarters. In a speech by the Patriarch, he gave a comprehensive definition of the Catholic Church in Egypt, its effective role in society. The Coptic Catholic Patriarch also encouraged members of the Church to participate in elections, stressing on the importance of expressing their opinion. In his speech, presidential candidate Farid Zahran addressed the efforts of the Catholic Church in Egypt and its positive impact on Egyptian society, especially in the field of culture and education. On the sidelines of the 3rd International Defense Industries Exhibition EDEX 2023 and within the framework of supporting military cooperation with the armed forces of neighboring countries, a number of bilateral meetings were held between the top military commanders of the armed forces with their counterparts of countries participating in the exhibition. Minister of Defense and Military Production, Lieutenant General Mohamed Zeki, met on Tuesday with his counterpart of Zimbabwe, Ms. Oba Machinguri Kashira, and her Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Philippe Lerio Sipanda, where they signed 2 MOUs in several military cooperation fields. Zeki also met with his counterpart from Azerbaijan, Zakir Askar Oglu. The meetings were attended by Chief of Staff General Osama Askar. The Defense Minister also met with Burkina Faso's counterpart, Brigadier Kassour Kolibali, and the Armenian Minister of High Technology, Robert Kashdorian, where the meetings dealt with several topics of mutual concern. On the sidelines of the third edition of Egypt's Defense Expo edX 2023, held recently in Cairo, featuring over 400 of the premium defense and security companies, Nile TV's correspondent Namin Abdurrahman held this interview with Mr. Liu Chong, product manager of OXO Tactical Singapore.
Delighted to have with us Mr. Leo Chung, the product manager of OXO Tactical Singapore. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you. Yeah,
First time in Egypt?
Yeah, it is my first time in Egypt and our first time as a company here participating in a defense expo in Egypt. Yeah.
And how did you know about edX in the first place?
When we were at another defense expo in another country, we saw the edX booth and then we were interested in the African market, and knowing that coming to the Egypt market would be the gateway into the African market.
About edX, as we said, it's the platform for hundreds of companies from all over the world to come and to introduce or to present their products. Now, defense, it's an industry. We'd like to know more about your specialty.
For us, we specialize in personal protective equipment. So like uniforms that I'm wearing that is flame resistant, corrosive resistant, have tourniquets to stop massive bleeding. And we also have ballistic plates, helmets, and vests. So pretty much an all-round personal protective equipment company. Yes.
Great, and of course you are most welcome to Egypt. But tell me more about the chances given here to sign deals and to be able to open new horizons and to open new gates into the African market in general.
Yeah, the 2 days that we have been here so far, there's a lot of delegations and a lot of people that are interested, and we are continue talking with them to see if we can strike any deals here.
And about Egypt, I think most important just to have deals with Egypt.
Yeah, we are really looking forward to have deals with Egypt and with the defense industry here.
If you want to add anything about the organization of the event.
Oh, the organization is great. They're really close to working with us, to prepare us, and to have everything set up for us. It's really great for them.
One final question regarding the preparations before you came. Any obstacles on the way?
Not much. Everything is quite straightforward because probably we have done quite a few expos before, but then coming into Egypt is our first time, but everything was straightforward and the organizers being really helpful on the way.
And believe it or no, it's not going to be the last time.
Yeah, for sure not going to be the last time. We will be coming back.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We are very much delighted to have with us Mr. Leo Chung, the product manager of OXO Tactical Singapore. Thank you very much for being with us.
Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry heads to the U.S. capital, Washington, in a visit in which he will meet a number of members of the U.S. Congress and Senate, including heads and members of committees concerned with the U.S. foreign policy in the Congress. The meeting aims to boost strategic relations between the two countries. Following this meeting, Shoukry will join the Islamic ministerial delegation that is due to visit Washington on the 7th of December. The delegation will hold meetings with U.S. Secretary of State, members of the U.S. Congress and the U.S. media in a bid to stop the war in the Gaza Strip, according to the directives issued by the recent Arab Islamic Summit. The Foreign Ministry said that Egypt's representing office to the Palestinian Authority in Ramallah and the consulate of the Egyptian Foreign Ministry are the only entities responsible to receive names and documents of Egyptian citizens who want to return to the homeland. The Foreign Ministry said that detailed lists are made to be sent to the Egyptian authorities and the authorities on Rafah border crossing from the Egyptian and Palestinian sides to facilitate their crossing from the Gaza Strip to Egypt. Foreign Ministry spokesperson rejected what has been reported in the media regarding this issue and called for exercising caution to any inaccurate information taken from unofficial sources.